Hello everyone, am I audible? Am I audible to all of you? I think you are muted. Am I audible to all of you? Let me check once again. Okay, so let me share my screen. Screen is visible. So today we have around six one has left, six participants. Okay, so let me begin today's problem solving session. So today's problem solving session for the NPTEL course on architectural approaches to decarbonization of buildings for week 8 will be conducted and taken by me, Sudhir Kumar Gupta. And here is the meeting link for joining the subsequent problem solving session in the next weeks also. So in this week also, like previous week, we will be going through the sample problem questions of the week 8 content of the NPTEL course, and after that we will be discussing and explaining the answers to all the other participants, and then we will be solving some of the previous year important questions, previous year assignment questions to be more precise, which may be helpful for you for the your final exam, which has to be conducted on October 26th. So let's begin today's problem solving session. And first of all, these questions will be from the lecture 1 content of week 8, and whoever knows the answer, and they can mark their answer in the chat box, and whoever don't know the answer, for them I will be discussing each of the sample problem questions. So here is the first question for you all. So try to give answers to these questions one by one. First question is asking you which of the following is considered as a high carbon internal flooding option. So there was three types of examples were given to you. That was a high carbon, low and negative carbon. So there in high carbon, different roof material, wall material, floor material, different things were discussed. Similarly for other low and zero carbon construction also it was discussed. So based on that understanding, you try to answer to this question. Question number one, what should be the correct answer for this question number one? Okay, so we have got first answer. Let's other also give their answers in the chat box. Then I will be discussing it in detail. So this is basically the revision of the things that you have discussed, and let's see how far you can understand and recall the things that you have studied in this particular week. Yeah, so I think till now we have received answers from the participants. Let me see the answers that have been given by the participants, then we can discuss it in detail with others who have not answered to this question. Question number one. So as I can see, like for the question number one, several participants have given their answers, and first Chandrika was first to answer, and others also they are answering it, and all of them are answering this question to be the question answer C, that is ceramic tiles. Yeah. So ceramic tiles is the correct answer. Option C is the correct answer for this particular question number one. Since in the lecture it was well discussed that ceramic tiles require high energy for extraction and manufacturing and transportation. So other materials whichever have been mentioned like wood or bamboo, they are renewable and locally sourced with lower embodied energy. So high carbon intensive material was only ceramic tiles. That is correct. All of you are absolutely correct. So let's move to the second question then further. Here's the second question for you all. So I hope this question is visible and all of you will be able to answer to this second question. So let's see who can answer to the second question correctly. How many of you? So read all the options carefully because only one answer is correct out of the four options. So let me see how many of you have answered and then discuss it with you all. Yeah. So as I can see for this particular question, Chandrika has answered A. But first of all, I would like to say that whichever answer you are providing, first mention the question number in front of that so that it will be visible whether you have answered for the first question or for the second question. If there are so many participants, it becomes difficult to know. And as I can see for this question, A, B, B has been answered for now. I can easily distinguish. But since the only one option is correct, and the correct option for this particular question, question number two will be option B. Why? Why not question option A? So it was asked that what makes bamboo flooring low carbon option. So bamboo is a low carbon option, you know very well. When you will be comparing it with the ceramic tiles, so you have to answer it in terms of bamboo, not in terms of ceramic. So we have to tell the advantages of bamboo. So what makes bamboo flooring a low carbon option, that was asked. So bamboo manages harvesting because it growth is faster and it has to be harvested, and also and when it gets harvested then it also reduces the waste. So the first option which was marked as it is heavy chemical processing, so these things won't come in when we are talking in terms of bamboo or why it is better. That's why option A is not the correct answer for this question. Bamboo must be harvested, otherwise it dies unused, and its processing requires less embodied energy. We all know. So heavy chemical processing is not the correct answer for this question. Number one. These are the features of ceramic tiles. Is it correct now? Option B. Everybody got the question and the correct answer. Can we move to the second question? Can we move to the next question? Okay, so as I can see, so here is the third question then in front of you all. Let's see who can answer it correctly. So third question is asking you that which internal wall finishing has the highest embodied carbon, whether it is cement plaster or gypsum board or clay plaster or mud plaster. Which of the four options or which of the following options are correct and incorrect? You have to identify and mark the correct answer. So for the question number 3, the correct answer, let's see how many of you know. If some these kind of questions will be asked, because these are the questions that have been formed from the content of week 8. Yeah, as I can see, several people have answered already, and they have answered question 3A. And from the options also you can see that the C option A is cement plaster. Yeah, cement plaster is the correct answer for this question number 3. All of you have marked it correctly, and all of you know that this cement has high extraction, manufacturing or transportation energy, and whereas gypsum comes under the medium energy, and while clay and mud, other last two options, they come under low embodied energy. So high embodied energy was only one, that was cement plaster. That's the correct answer. Let's move to the fourth question then without much delay. So here's the fourth question in front of you all. Which of the following finishing material is considered almost zero carbon? This is very good question. So this you should be able to identify so that you can incorporate such materials in the further building design or recommend someone. So for the fourth question, let's see who can answer it correctly. If he or she has answered, uh, or if he or she has gone through the lecture slides very well, then he or she can easily answer to this question number 4. Yeah, as I can see, for this question number 4, all of you have answered to the option C, or you have marked option C to be the correct answer for this question number 4. So let me discuss it with others. So whoever have marked option C, they are absolutely correct. So the clay or the mud plaster, they require the minimal extraction, as I have already discussed, or manufacturing or transport energy, and being locally also and natural also, it contributes to negligible or zero, you can say, or very low embodied carbon emissions. So that's why option C was the correct answer for the question number 4. All of you have marked it correctly. So let's move to the fifth question. Here is the fifth question. In a timber based building, so the example of timber based building was given under the low carbon category. So you have to answer which option is typically used for ceiling structure. I hope you are able to relate to these questions if you have gone through the slides, and you can easily answer to these questions. Fifth, how many of you can answer it rapidly and how many of you have answered it correctly? Let's see. So as I can see, Chandrika is the first to answer to this question, then Shilin and Ram. So they all have answered to it to be the C. Yeah. So option C, cross laminated timber. It is the correct answer for this question, and it was well discussed. And it is mainly done because it is a renewable material, you can say, and it has much lower embodied energy, and we avoid RCC or burnt brick in case of timber based buildings. That's why the other options get discarded and only option C is the most appropriate answer for this question number 5. So it's good to see that all of you are able to know or relate to the things that you have studied for this week. So let's move to the sixth question and practice this sixth question as well. So try to answer to this sixth question. In a bamboo based building, walls can be made of. So I hope all of you will be answering it correctly for the question number 6. Let me see how many of you have answered it till now. Yeah, so as I can see, 6A has been marked by most of you. So for this particular question, question number 6, option A is the correct answer. That is stabilized mud block or bamboo reinforcement is the correct answer, because the bamboo buildings often use bamboo reinforced walls or mud walls, keeping embodied energy minimal and even the sequestral carbon emissions minimal. So let's move to the next question then, seventh question, and let's see who can answer to this seventh question correctly. Here is the seventh question in front of you all, which is asking about which window choice results in very high embodied carbon. So out of the four options, which window you think to be the under the category of high embodied carbon? I hope all of you have got the question, and whoever have gone through the first lecture of week 8, these all the questions whichever have been discussed so far, they are based upon the lecture 1 of week 8 content. So whoever have gone through those lecture slides in detail and understood the things, they will easily be able to answer to these questions. So let's see who have answered to these questions and who has answered it correctly. Yeah, so as I can see, Chandrika again is the first to answer, and all of you are voting for option C, that is PVC frames and triple glazing. So this option C is the correct answer. All of you are correct. Since this PVC is a synthetic or highly energy intensive in extraction or manufacturing or transportation, you can say. So this triple glazing adds significant embodied energy, which makes the window choice to be a highly or a very high embodied carbon content. Is it clear to all of you? Can we move for the next question? Okay. So here is the next question then. So next question is asking you about which insulation material has the lowest embodied carbon with high sequestration potential. This is a very good question, and the similar question has been asked to you in your this week assignment questions. So if you have done these week assignment and if you are able to understand the concept, then you will easily be able to answer to this question as well. So let me admit one of our participant. Yeah, so I think now we have how many participants? One, two, three, four, five, and one has left. Six, total six people has joined till now. So for this particular question, as I can see that many of you have answered option C for this question number 8 of lecture 1 of week 8. So option C, cork slab, is the correct answer for this question, because this is a natural material like a wool or flax. So they are having the low embodied carbon and high sequestration, which was asked in the question. And other materials which was mentioned to be as expanded polyurethane or glass wool, they are high carbon synthetic insulations. So if some questions comes when it is asking about high carbon synthetic insulation materials, then you will have to mark polyurethane or the glass wool. But since it is asking you only about yeah, low carbon, so cork slab is the correct answer for this question. So I think some connection issue is there. So let me connect to some other network. Okay, so sorry for the inconvenience. I think some connection problem was there. So let me share my screen again. Yeah, some network issue was there, but I think now it has been sorted out, and the slides will be visible to you again here. So we were discussing about question 8. We have discussed it, I think. So let's move to the question number 9. Here is the question number 9 for you all, and I hope all of you will be able to answer to this question also. Let's see how many of you can answer it correctly. Question number 9. Let's see how many of you can answer to it correctly. So this was well discussed with you all during the session, and I hope all of you will be able to answer to this question now. So let me see who have answered to this question number 9 correctly, and then I will be discussing with others, because this is very important question. So here As I can see, I have received answer from, yeah, Rajesh is also there. So most of you have answered it to be B. As I can see, option B have been marked by most of you. Yeah, so B is the correct answer as for you all. Let me discuss if you are correct or incorrect. So it was asked that measure benefit using recycled aluminum instead of the new or virgin aluminum. So the correct answer is option B. All of you have marked it correctly. That is, it saves about 95% of the embodied energy because the recycling requires only 5% of the energy required for producing it from bauxite. That is avoiding deforestation, reducing the embodied carbon significantly. This is the way we can reduce it by recycling it and saving 95% of the embodied energy. So all of you are correct. It's good to see that all the answers that you have provided in for the lecture 1 of week 8, it has been marked correctly. So let's move to the lecture 2 content, and if you have gone through the lecture 2 content of week 8 also in detail, then you will be able to answer to this question as well. So here is the questions based on the lecture 2 content. So here's the first question in front of you all. Which of the following is most impactful strategy in hierarchy of low embodied carbon design? So take your time and answer the question correctly in the chat box if you know it. Otherwise, revise the things with us and recall the things as well. So as I can see, one A have been marked and one B has also been marked. So multiple answers have been marked by the students for this particular question, question number 1, but only one option is correct out of the all questions. Only one option is correct. So the correct answer for this particular question, question number 1, is option B. Whoever have marked option B, they are absolutely correct. Since the question was asked to you that most impactful strategy in hierarchy, it was in hierarchy of low embodied carbon design. Whenever you are going for low carbon design, so most impactful strategy will be reducing material use. It's not using the recycled material. The option A, it won't be the first because the hierarchy of the strategies or the hierarchy of the strategies places reduce material use at the top. That was discussed in the lecture 2, and most of you have understood or able to recall that also and marked answer B. Whenever you will be going in hierarchy for low embodied carbon design, then the top will be assigned to the reducing the material use. So first of all, you have to think whether I'm requiring this building, whether there is a need of constructing this much big building. So if it is not required, then we can reduce the material use. And then once the design is fixed, things are finalized, then we can use the recycled material. That is comes in the further next steps, but not in the topmost step. So by building less or the optimizing the design, the total embodied carbon can be cut significantly because considering other measures like recycling or renewable choices, they will be automatically reduced. Because if material use is reduced, then the recycling of the material will also be reduced. So I hope all of you have got the answer. Rajesh, have you got the correct answer? The correct answer for this question number one is B. Okay, so let's move to the second question then. So these minute details or doubts you should clarify within the class. So here is the second question for you all. So what is a key benefit of modular construction? So modular construction concept has also been discussed in the lecture 2 of week 8. So what role does it play in reducing embodied carbon? Let's see how many of you knows the correct answer for this question number 2. So as I can see, many of you have answered to this question. 2C, 2C have been marked. Yeah. So all of you have marked option C as the correct answer, and it is the correct answer for this question number 2, since this modular construction, it mainly focuses on prefabrication in controlled environment, and that reduces the consumption of water or allows material recycling and minimizes the waste compared in to the site construction that is going to happen. But if you're doing modular construction, then it will be obviously doing prefabrication in controlled environment. So this is the correct answer for this question, that reduces the waste and saves the water. Fine. So let's move to the third question then. Here is the third question in front of you all. The third question is asking you that structural optimization primarily focuses on whether it is, so it is talking about the optimization of structurals. So what should be the correct answer for this question? Question number 3. Let's see who can answer and who can answer it correctly. So as I can see, the third question has been asked by 3 participants till now. And all of them, they are marking the third question to be option C. Okay. So the correct answer is option C, and you have all have answered it correctly. All of you have understood that this structural optimization uses software or engineering judgment to minimize the material use without compromising with the strength, and this overall reducing the embodied carbon in elements like beams or slabs or columns. That's why the other options that was talking you about adding more column for safety or increasing the thickness of the slab or reducing the building height, these all are incorrect. So structural won't be reducing your building height, or structural optimization won't be increasing the thickness. It will only be focusing on minimizing the material use without compromising with the strength of the building. So option C, you have marked it correctly. So let's move to the fourth question then without any delay, and let's see who can answer the fourth question first. So I have received several answers for the fourth question also, and it's good to see that you are giving it very rapidly. Within 1 minute, you are able to solve the questions. and read all the four options. So Celine is the first to answer to this question and followed by Chandrika. So all of you have marked option B for this question number 4. Nobody is having different opinion. Okay. So for the option B is the correct answer. All of you are correct. That is renewable materials or bio-based materials like timber, bamboo, straw, cork, wool. So they all inherently store carbon and reduce or require less, you can say less energy to produce because they are bio-based materials. So unlike the virgin steel or the petrochemical based product that have been mentioned in other options, these material are prioritized to reduce the carbon emissions. Okay, so let's move to the next question then. Here is the next question, question number 5. What does design for reuse and reassembly aim to achieve? This is the concept, design for reuse and disassembly. So what is the aim of this? I hope the question is clear. So as I can see, all of you have marked 4B or 5th C, and Rajesh is the first to answer. Okay, so no one is having different opinion for this question as well. So option C is the correct answer for this question. Deconstruction and reuse of components. This is the aim of design for reuse and disassembly. Because whenever you will be designing for disassembly, allows the buildings to be dismantled systematically, and so the components can be reused or recycled, reducing the future embodied carbon impacts. So it is talking about the embodied carbon impacts, not only the option D, which was talking about only operational energy. So all of you are correct. So if anybody is having any kind of doubt on the questions that we have discussed so far, then he or she can ask by unmuting themselves. Otherwise, we will be moving to the next question for the day. So can we move to the next question? Is it clear to all of you till now, whatever we have discussed? Okay. So let's move to the next question then. Question number 6. Here is question number 6 for you all. So this environmental product declarations in low carbon designs. So it's good to see that all of you are able to answer to this question. At least all of you are trying their level best and able to relate the things with the lecture content. So for this question number 6, let's see how many of you have answered. Yeah, Chandrika is the first to answer, followed by Rajesh. And all of you are mentioning the third option. So whoever have marked the third option, they are absolutely correct. The role of EPD, you can say, in low carbon design is to disclose a product's embodied carbon and life cycle data. So why it's important? So this EPD functions like a food label. So they reveal the environmental impact of the materials, enabling the designers to select low alternatives. So based on the like somebody if somebody is purchasing some food items, then they see the labels, they see the protein content, fat content, all these things, carbohydrate content. Then based on that, they select whether this is good for their health or not, whether they should eat these things or not. So they decide. So similarly, this EPD they function like food label only, and they assign or disclose, you can say, the product's embodied carbon and life cycle data. So based on that, you can make the selection of a low carbon material or alternative materials. It's good. So all of you have understood it very well and answered it correctly. So these explanations I have made for better clarification and for future reference also. So let's move to the seventh question then. Here is the seventh question for you all. So two people have answered to this question number 7 rapidly. Others also try to give your answers so that we can discuss it. Question numbers. This is very straightforward question. So I hope all of you will be answering it correctly. Yeah, Ram has answered B. So all of you are having similar opinion and the opinion is going towards B. So the as the question has asked which insulation option represents a natural low carbon choice. So it is talking about natural. As you from the question only you can see it is talking you about low carbon and natural. So these all polystyrene, petrochemicals, PVC, these options you can easily discard because you know these are not low carbon choice. Only this ship wool. This is also the insulation material, and also it is natural and also it is low carbon. So all the things that have been asked is fulfilled by option B. So you have marked option B as the correct answer. And other options that could have also been the correct answer for this question are cellulose, wool. These also comes under good insulation option and natural low carbon choice. So if some other options would have been given like cellulose, wool, hemp, so all of the above could have also been the correct answer. But here only B is the correct answer. Okay. So let's move to the next question then. Question number 8. Here is question number 8 for all of you. So it is asking you about whole building design primarily reduces embodied carbon by how? You can answer how it is reducing the embodied carbon. Whole building design. Question number 8. I hope the question is clear and all the four options are also clear. So let me see how many of you have answered to this question. Chandrika. Okay, so in this also same pattern has been followed. As I can see for the seventh question also Chandrika was the first, then Rajesh, Sillin, Ram. Indika again, and all of you are, I hope all of you are not copying each other's answer because all of you are giving the same answer and same pattern. But if is not you are not copying, then it's good to see that all of you are answering it correctly because option B is the correct answer for this question number 8. That is the whole building design considers early stage design, as you all know, and this will be reducing the use of carbon intensive materials. Which are carbon intensive materials? Then these are steel, concrete, or petrochemical insulation, and overall optimizing the entire system for efficiency. That's why minimizing the total quantity of high carbon materials is the correct answer for this question D. Sorry, question 8. So let's move to the lecture 3 content and sample problem series questions from the lecture 3 of week 8 content. So till now we have completed two lectures, sample problem questions that we have discussed, and I can see that all of you have gone through the lectures very thoroughly, and all of you have given the correct answers so far. So if everybody is fine with the discussion that we had till now, then we can move to the next part of this problem solving session. Okay. So here is the next question for you all then. Question number 1. So try to give answer to the question number 1. It is asking you all that what is the main principle of one-to-one material substitution. So these things were discussed in the third lecture. So try to recall and answer. And also based on the four options also you can go through these options again and again and you can easily answer to the correct option. 1B, as I can see, 1B have been marked. So this practice or problem solving session, all of you are able to solve the questions efficiently. So B is the correct answer for this question number 1. This one-to-one material substitution, the main principle is replacing a high carbon material with a low carbon alternative of equal function. For example, can anybody provide the example how or in which sense or which material can replace which material? An example of one-to-one substitution. Anyone who knows, they can mention it in the chat box. They can give the suggestion like this is an high carbon material, and in case or in substitution to that, this low carbon substitution we can make. I hope the question is clear. So I hope the question is clear and you have answered. Yeah, as I can see, cement is considered to be the high carbon intensive, and mud is plastered low. It can be replaced, and it can be considered to be an example of one-to-one substitution. Similarly, Celine has also given one option, one example like polystyrene insulation can be substituted with cellulose. Okay, so I all of you have got the correct concept. It's good to see. So let's move to the second question then. Here is the second question for you all. What are carpet tiles, or why are carpet tiles preferred over boardroom carpet in sustainable design? So this is very interesting question. So you are taking time for this particular question, as I can see. So others, read all the four options carefully and then give your correct answer. So this is very important question. So let me wait for others also to give their answers. So all of you have given your answers, or anybody wants to modify their answers? Because as I can see, I have received multiple answers for this particular question, question number 2, but only few of you are correct and some of you are having some misconception, I should say. So you have to pick up the most appropriate answer out of the four options given to you. So let me discuss with you all then the question number second. So as I can see, and all of you also can see in your chat box, like for the question number 2, option D has been marked by 2 of the students and option B have been marked by 2 of the students. So students who have marked option D is the as the correct answer, this is, they are absolutely correct, and who have marked option D as the correct answer, they are incorrect. So here the correct answer is that these carpet tiles are preferred over boardroom carpet in sustainable design because these carpet tiles generate less installation waste. As you can know that these carpet tiles you can easily install without much waste, and also you can allow selective replacement. This is the primarily or the main reason behind the preference of carpet tiles over boardroom tiles. And the option D that have been marked by some of you, that is talking about they provide better thermal insulation. These carpet tiles provide better thermal insulation, you want to say, than boardroom carpet. But the thing is, both the boardroom carpet and the carpet tiles, they provide thermal and acoustic insulation. So both if you talk about this boardroom carpet especially, so boardroom carpet when used with the with paddings, then they even provide better insulation, you can say. So there is no evidence that you can say that the tiles are universally superior or boardroom is better, or this is on providing better insulation carpet tiles. But the thing is, the other reason or the main reason behind preference of carpet tiles is that they, and why they are preferred for sustainable design, that is the main reason, that waste, when you're talking about the sustainable design perspective, then you think the material that releases less waste or less embodied energy, and they can easily be recycled or replaced. These things comes preference. So option B is the correct answer for this question, most appropriate answer that has to be considered here. Is it clear to all of you? The explanation is clear to all of you who have marked option B or option D. Rajesh, it is clear. What about Chandrika? So is it clear to you, or shall we discuss it more? Eh, Okay. So let's move to the next question then. Here is the next question, question number 3. So the question number 3 is asking you again that which insulation material can achieve near zero or even negative carbon emissions. So this question is very very important. Why, I will let you know in the later part of the session. And this question has also been asked in your this week assignment question. So based on the discussion that we will be having now, that you can answer your assignment questions also. It will be helpful for solving the assignment question, that I mean to say. So let's see how many of you know the correct answer, and if you have solved the assignment questions already, then you will be able to answer to this question. So third C has been marked by all of you. As I can see, none of you are having the different opinion, and option C is the correct answer for this question number 3. That is cork. They having the better sequestration capability for carbon, meaning it that it stores more carbon than it emits during the production. So when it emits when it emits less carbon than it absorbs, then it means that they are resulting in a net negative emissions. So option C is the correct answer, and all of your concept is correct. So let's move to the fourth question then. Here is the fourth question for you all, which is asking you about designing flexible and adaptable spaces such as homes suitable for work from home is mainly the role of. Yeah, this is very straightforward questions, and don't think any one of you will be answering it incorrectly. 4C have been marked by Celine first, Rajesh, Chandrika, and Ram. All of you have marked option C, that is architect, and it is the correct answer for this question. The architect is the person who ensures the adaptability in design, making the building resilient to the future functional challenges or changes without major renovations. So when you are talking about the flexible design or the adaptive spaces design that are suitable for work from home, so it is the mainly the role of the architects, not the contractors or the client. Fine. So this was very simple, but the tricky question, I can say straightforward. It's somehow who knows the answer, but somebody may answer the correct contractor also. So let's move to the fifth question then. Here is the fifth question. The fifth question is asking you about what is the main advantage of using environmental product declaration in the procurement. So when you are doing the procurement, so what benefit you the EPD can provide to you? I hope the question is clear. Let us see who have answered it also. 5B, as I can see. Let's see the participants. How many participants? One, two, three, four, five. One was also there. Six left. So, guys, it's good to see that all of you have answered the correct option, and it is option B. That the main advantage you can call that this is they provide transparency of embodied carbon data. And in the previous questions also I have discussed with you all that with the example of food label I have given to you that this EPD discloses the life cycle impact or the embodied carbon, which will be helping the designers to compare and select the low carbon materials. Fine. So let's move to the sixth question then. Here is the sixth question for you all, which is asking you that the Athena impact estimator for building is best described as. So this Athena impact estimator, these things you have discussed or learned under which category? Cost calculator or the life cycle assessment or the software for structural stability analysis or rating system for green building certifications only. So question number 6. Read all the four options correctly and then answer to this question number 6. Till now, I think 3 of you have answered. Anyone wants to add their answer? 6B. As I can see, B have been marked by all of you. So all of you are marking or maintaining the unity in all the questions and you all of you are going for option B, and B is the correct answer. Let me tell you, this Athena is a free LCA tool. That's why the option tool for conducting life cycle assessment of building was the correct answer for this question. This Athena provides environmental impact data helping to access the cradle to grave. This cradle to cradle, cradle to grave, gate to gate, these all are the types of life cycle or category of life cycle analysis. So all of you have answered it correctly. So let's move to the seventh question. Next question is seventh. So seventh question is asking you about this is very good question. So this will test your concept. I want all of you to read the question carefully before giving any of the answer. Which tool houses a large open source database of the digitalized environmental product declaration? One click LCA, this is not an open source. Tele, Edge and EC3, these three are the options. So you are very quick. See, again all of you have answered to be B. That is EC3. EC3 is an open source tool providing transparency and the comparison of embodied carbon across material types. Option B is the correct answer and all of you have marked it correctly. So let's move to the last question of sample problem series of lecture 3 of week 8. So here is the eighth question for you all. And this is very interesting question. So for this particular question, at least I'm getting different answers. So all of you can recall the lecture 3 content where these things were discussed, and this description of each of the software was told to you. So it is talking about the software that integrates with BIM platform like Revit to allow direct whole building LCA during the design itself. Anyone who wants to change their answer, they can change it after reading it. So let me discuss. So it's good to see that all of you have attempted or tried your level best. So as I can see, Chandrika and Rajesh marked C, but Celine and Ram marked D, and Rajesh is saying one click LCA. So one click LCA is the correct answer for this question, but it has not been mentioned in any of the options. So when it is talking about Revit platform, so this comes in two softwares. I can say that is one click LC is one of the software, but this option is not mentioned. So another is Tally, option D. Option D is the correct answer. Both Tally and one click LCA will be the correct answer for this particular question, but one click LCA was not mentioned, so only Tally is the correct answer. This Tally is a Revit plug-in that enables detailed whole building life cycle assessment directly within the BIM platform. Is it clear now to all of you? Whoever having a doubt? Okay. So remember the both the softwares that is having Revit. So with these, the lecture 3 up to lecture 3 we have discussed several problems. Now we will be moving towards some of the sample problem questions that can be asked from lecture 4. So here is the first question for you all. So first question is asking you which of the following is considered a zero energy material historical building use. Zero energy material which is not be using any energy either for extraction or transportation or manufacturing. Which answer you think to be the correct one? So let me see. 1B. So this was very straightforward questions, and in this detailed discussion was made by the ma'am in the lecture content, where it was well discussed that before 4000 BC, natural materials like mud, stone, timber, thatch, or sun-dried bricks they were used, which were requiring negligible processing energy, or zero energy materials you can consider. So based on that, all of you have marked option B, and all of you are correct. All of you will be getting full marks if it would have been asked. So let's move to the second question. Here is the second question for you all then. Which renewable material has the lowest fossil fuel energy use in production compared to steel and aluminum? All of you will be able to answer to this question. So it is talking about fossil fuel energy use. So different graph was shown to you where different materials energy use was mentioned in bar chart. So from there you can recall and answer. So as I can see, most of you have answered to be option B. Okay, Chandrika is saying D. So the correct answer for this question number 2 is option B. Whoever have marked option B, they are absolutely correct. That is, timber production requires, yeah, only 1.5 megajoule per kg of fossil fuel energy compared to 35 for steel and 435 for aluminum. These things were discussed with you all. So these options like aluminum or these steel, they get stricken off or discarded, and the other materials uh, energy was also discussed with you all, and the lowest energy which was coming out to be was for timber. But here, as I can see in the lecture also, it was discussed with you all. So the option D, this was also having the lower energy consumption. Okay. So both were considering for this question number 2. Let's make complete this one only first. So for the question number 2, you have marked option B and option D both the answers. That I mean to say. So Chandrika has marked both option B also for question number 2 and D also for question number 2. So what the final answer she wants to submit? Whether B or D for this question number 2. B. Okay. So here is the third question. This question is in front of you all. So let me again, question number has not been mentioned. So that is for the second question or third question. So all of you, whenever you will be answering, you must mention the question number that I have already mentioned in the beginning, so it won't be having any sort of doubt. So here is the third question for you all. What should be the correct answer? All of you give your answers for the question number 3. Then let me see how many of you have already answered to this question. So as I can see, for this particular sample problem questions, B. Chandrika was the first to answer, and others also they have given their answers to be as B. So B is the correct answer. All of you are absolutely correct for this particular question, question number 3, where it has been clearly mentioned that the bark regenerates and can be harvested every 9 years. And this makes the cork an exceptionally renewable material. Fine. So let's move to the next question then, since all of you are correct. So here is the fourth question. So there you have to recall an answer to this question. Only one option is correct out of the 4 options, and it is talking about the typical harvesting period of bamboo compared to timber. So you have to remember the harvesting period of both bamboo and timber. I hope all of you will be able to answer to this question correctly. So let me see how many of you have answered it. 4A, 4A, 4A. Rajesh was first to answer. He was able to grasp the question fast. So 4A have been marked by most of you or all of you, and 4A is the correct answer. That is, bamboo matures rapidly as compared to timber, and it gets harvested nearly about 3 to 5 years of time span. But the timber often requires decades or nearly about 20 to 25 years, which was mentioned in option A. That's why it is the correct answer for this question number 4. So let's move to the question number 5 then. Here is question number 5 for you all. Which property of bamboo make it comparable to steel? This is very good point. All should know whenever they are doing. This was discussed with you all. So whenever you are going for a bamboo type of construction, so what do you think is the correct answer? Which property of bamboo makes it comparable to steel? So as I can see, 5 C C A A. So Chandrika has changed her answer. So final answer is C, but Rajesh is fixed with A. So then I am getting multiple answers for this particular question, question number 5. So you are not copying. That's clear. So whoever have marked option C, they are absolutely correct. That is the tensile strength ranges in between 140 to 280 Newton per mm square, which is nearly equal to the mild steel, while also having twice the compressive strength. So compressive strength is twice that of concrete, but the comparable one is tensile strength, which is nearly in the range of 140 to 280 Newton per mm square for both the materials. So whoever have marked option C, they are correct, and whoever were marking option A, they need to check their concept again. Is it clear now? Option C is the correct answer. Can we move to the next question? Okay. Let's move. Let's move. So here is the next question. Question number 6. Hempcrete is considered carbon negative because, yeah. So why it is considered to be carbon negative? So read all the four options clearly. Then give your final answer. 6A. So it is very clear to all of you that you all of you have answered it correctly. This option A is the correct answer for this question number 6. This hempcrete lime-based binder absorbs CO2 during the curing, and this hemp plant absorbs or sequesters CO2 during its growth, making it carbon negative. So all of you have answered it correctly. The other options like it lasts for longer than steel, this doesn't make it carbon negative. Fine. So let's move to the seventh question then. All of you have answered to the sixth question. Here's the seventh question that is very important again. So which agricultural byproduct is commonly used for low carbon load bearing walls? Let's see who can answer to this question correctly and who can answer to this question first as well. I hope the question is very clear to all of you. It is talking about walls. So most appropriate answer for this question number 7. How many of you have marked? 7C, C, B. Chandrika is marking B and others are going for C. So B is the correct answer for this question number 7. So others who have marked option C, they are not correct. But who has marked to be option B, straw bales, they are correct because The question was asked like agricultural product that is commonly used for low carbon and load bearing walls. So see the terms, it is asking about the agricultural product first of all, second low carbon, and third load bearing walls. So when you are going for straw bales, you know this is the byproduct. This straw bales, this is the byproduct of cereal farming like wheat, rice, or barley, etc. So this can be considered to be as agricultural byproduct. Then this dense compact makes them highly resilient to fire, and also they are strong enough for use in low carbon material. So load bearing capacity is also good. That's why they are used for, you might have seen these straw bales are used for low rise buildings. But in the other case, like option C, so it's mycelium. This is having relatively, or it is having lower compressive strength, which means that it is typically used for load bearing applications. Although it is having low carbon emissions, but the thing is it's having lower compressive strength and it is typically not used for load bearing application. That's why option C gets discarded and only option B is the correct answer for this question number 7. Is it clear to all of you? Chandrika was correct only. So can we move to the next question if it is clear? Question number 8. Okay. So here is question number 8 for you all then. Here is question number 8. So now it is asking about, so based on the previous discussion that we just had, you will be able to answer to this question number 8. Let's see who can answer to this question fast. Why these mycelium bricks are not durable? It's a very straightforward question. And this was discussed with you all. So I hope all of you will be able to answer. Ram Celine was first to answer to this question. It's good to see that she has corrected her mistake, and now she is the first, and Chandrika and Ram. And others, they are not able to answer, or they are still thinking. Let me show the question again and discuss with you all. So option B is the correct answer for this question. The main disadvantage you can say, or the drawback you can say, that it is not used as a brick, or for durable lesser durability you can say. That is mainly because its susceptibility to water damage, and although they are very strong or fire resistant you can say, or carbon negative also you can say, but they degrade when comes in contact with the moisture. So option B was the correct answer, and all of you whoever have answered it, they have answered it correctly. And others, I think they are able to now understand and answer it in the next time. So here is question number 9 then for you all. Which of the following is key advantage of straw bale construction in seismic zones? So it is asking about the advantage of straw bale construction. But you have to give your answer in terms of seismic zone. In seismic zones, what benefit of straw bales you will be giving importance? I hope you have got the question. So in seismic zone, or the like earthquake prone areas, you can say What is required more? What benefit? So there are several participants, but I think 9C, 9B, 9B. So 9. So let me discuss then. Let's wait for other also to answer. Like who is there? Aziz is there. Krishna is there. So give your answers also for the question number 9. Let me show the question. So only one option is correct. So whoever have marked B or C, any one of them is correct. So when it is talking you about as I, when it is talking you about the construction in seismic zones. So in seismic zones or the earthquake prone areas, we prefer to be the lightweight materials instead of heavy concrete materials. So option B is the correct answer for this question number 9. Whenever you will see the earthquake prone or seismic prone areas, you can take the example of any areas like northeast areas, they are prone to the earthquakes frequently. So the constructions you can see whether they are going for lighter material or they are going for the heavier material or the water resistance. These all are although the advantages, but you have to go for the main principle or the main advantage which is helpful in case of seismic prone areas. And when you are talking about that, then in that case you know very well that it will take lot of shock, or this lightweight or flexible nature of the straw bale structure will allow you to absorb energy during the earthquake. That's why it is preferred in those areas because of this advantage of straw bales. So option B is the correct answer for this question number 9. Is it clear to all of you? Not C, option B. Okay, so some concept I hope this question has included in your mind. So Rajesh is okay with the explanation. Chandrika, is it okay with you, or do we need to discuss it more? Otherwise, we will be moving for the next question. You have marked. Okay. So let's move to the last question of lecture 4. Here is the last question. Question number 9. I think 8 is done. 9 also. Okay. 9 also we have done. So with these the questions from sample problems have been completed. So now we will be solving some of the important acronym questions from week 8 series that can be asked. So here is the first question, and based on the discussion that we had in several questions today, we will easily be able to remember, recall these full forms or the acronyms of EPD. What does EPD stands for? So we will do it rapidly because these questions you just need to tick the correct answer, and we have discussed it a lot in this lecture problem solving discussion. So what should be the correct answer for this question number 1? Let's see who can answer. 1A. Chandrika is saying 1A. Everyone is saying 1A. So 1A, that is environmental product declaration, that we have already discussed, is option A is the correct answer for this question, and the function of EPD and role also we have discussed it in detail. Fine. So let's move to the second question then. This is very important question. EC3. This EC3 refers to, let's see who can answer to this question correctly. EC3. This was a bit tricky or difficult as compared to the first question. So I hope all of you were able to answer, because we have discussed a lot of questions today, around 40 to 50 questions. To be Rajesh, to everyone is saying to be. Okay. So all of you are voting for embodied carbon in construction calculator, and this is the correct answer. This is an EC3 is an open source database which digitalized EPDs, enabling comparison of carbon impact across material types. That was discussed with you all. So option B is the correct answer. If such kind of questions asked in the exam, then you should be able to answer to this question. So let's move to the third question then. Here is the third question, which is asking you about the full form of edge. The brief discussion about the edge tool has also been discussed and told you that this tool is about to come, or this is commonly used in India. So what does this edge tool refers to, or full form of this edge refers? You should know. This is relevant to you all with based upon the lecture content of this week. So how many of you know this correctly? So I think this question was tricky, and because multiple answers have been given for this particular question by the students. Let's wait for others, then we will discuss so that you can learn from your mistakes and correct it. Others also give your vote for any of the options which you think or you know. 3B, 3A, 3D. So different kinds of answers have been given by the students. So let me correct you all then. Whoever have answered 3D, 3B, they are absolutely incorrect. The correct answer for this question, that's why this kind of questions also becomes important, because you were utilizing these tools, but you are not knowing the names or full forms of these. So it is edge refers to the excellence in design for greater efficiencies. This is a green building certification tool that helps in reducing energy, water and material impacts. So the first option is correct and the others are incorrect. Is it clear to all of you, or do you have read something else somewhere? Is it clear, whoever have marked incorrect? Okay. So let's move to the fourth question then. The fourth question is asking you about BIM. This BIM terminology have been utilized several times during the lecture discussion. How many of you know the full form of this BIM? So this BIM, I think it is very clear, bit clear to all of you. All of you have answered it rapidly, and all of you have answered it the same. So I need not to discuss it much. This refers to the building information modeling. Fine. So let's move to the fifth question then. Here is the fifth question for you all. Fifth question. Anyone? Fifth was also very straightforward question. If you know LCA, 5A, 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 all of you are going for 5A. 5A is the correct answer for this question. That is WBLCA refers to the whole building life cycle assessment that evaluates the embodied carbon of entire building, not just a single material. So it is ensuring a holistic sustainability. Fine. So let's move to the last question. Here is the last question, which is asking you about the non-profit ASME, which develops the tool for construction sector LCA. So expands to. So it is talking about the full form of ASME. This is tricky question. Let's see who can answer it correctly. So out of the four options which you have studied during the lecture or in the sample problem questions also, some of the tools I have discussed today. I have not discussed about association, or I have not discussed about the advanced structural material integration. So you try to recall which tool we have discussed and give your correct answer. Then we will be moving to the last 10 questions that are the previous year assignment questions that are very important from exam point of view, and also these questions will be helping you for solving this week assignments questions. So then we will be discussing the last 10 questions once you finish this question number 6, and after discussion of the last 10 question of the previous year assignment, we will be we will be closing this to the problem solving session. So first of all, let's see who have answered it correctly. So 6A, 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 Chandrika is saying 6B. So let me correct. 6A is the correct answer for this question number 6. That is Athena Sustainable Material Institute. This provides an open source LCA tool to reduce environmental footprint in construction materials. So whoever have marked A, they are correct, and whoever have marked other options, they should correct themselves. Fine. So can we move to the next question or last 10 question for the problem solving session? Are you ready, guys? Is it clear? Okay. So here are the last 10 questions for you all from the previous year assignment questions of week 8. Here is the first question that was asked in the previous year assignment. All of you give your answers for the question number 1. I hope all of you will be answering it correctly. So these last 10 questions will be rapid fire questions. So I will not wait for others much. So you have to finish the questions within 1 minute so that we can finish the lecture with the time frame. So 1D, 1D, 1. Acha, Celine has corrected 1D. So all of you are going for question 1, option D, all of the above. That is use of bamboo flooring, use of straw bale blocks and block cart for transport. All these things will be helping you for switching to high carbon to low carbon. All of you are correct. So here is the second question then. Try to give answer to these questions. All of you try to give answers to the second questions correctly. Low carbon option. Try to remember low carbon option which was discussed with you. Medium carbon, low carbon and high carbon options. So in low carbon you will be doing your roofing with So 2C, 2D, different kinds of answers have been received. So 2C, 2D. So for this particular question, question number 2, 2D was considered to be the more appropriate or the correct answer for this question number 2. Although this both cross laminated timber and bamboo both are low carbon options for roofing, but the most low carbon or the lowest carbon option is bamboo roofing. That's why this option D was considered to be the correct answer. Whoever have marked option D, they were given full marks in the previous year assignment. So option D is the correct answer. Whoever have marked option D, they are correct. And other out of the four, the lowest was having bamboo with low carbon option for roofing. Is it clear? Since I have received C option from Chandrika, is it clear to you? That is D is the correct answer for this question number 2. Okay, so let's move to the third question then. Here is the third question, which is asking you that embodied energy of which of this material is highest. This is very good, interesting question, and because these all you have already done in this week assignment also, and in the sample problem questions also. So I want all of you to answer it correctly. All of you answer it correctly and answer it rapidly, so that we can move to the third question, fourth question also. Okay, so as I can see that all of you have answered it as A, and A is the correct answer for this question. That is aluminium. Aluminium has very high embodied energy due to its energy intensive extraction manufacturing, especially from bauxite. Fine. So let's move to the fourth question then. Since all of you have answered it correctly, then I am moving for the fourth question. Here is the fourth question. The highest embodied energy savings of material due to reprocessing is for, that we have just discussed. It is talking about reprocessing, and we have discussed it during the recycling, how much energy which material saves. In the sample problem question discussion also, we have discussed with you all clearly. Then also you are committing mistake, but it's fine to commit mistake here instead of committing mistake in the exam. So 4A, Rajesh was very straightforward and clear that 4A will be the correct answer, and mark the answer correctly in the first position. So Chandrika is marking B, but option A is the correct answer for this question number 4, because the recycle we have, it is asking about highest embodied energy is saving of material due to reprocessing. So whenever you will be doing the reprocessing or recycling, you can say, of materials, it will be saving up to 95% of the energy compared to primarily production, that we have discussed in some of the sample problem question. Okay, so now she is okay with the explanation, as I can see. So A is the correct answer for the question number 4. Let's move to the question number 5. Here is question number 5. Low embodied energy material use strategies are. Choose the correct answer for the question number 5. Read all the options carefully. Then choose the most appropriate answer. 5D, 5B, 5D. So I cannot go in hurry because some of you are having doubt and some of you are going for some incorrect option. So whoever have marked option D, they are absolutely correct, and option B is correct. Whereas Rajesh has marked it option B, but other options are also correct. Like for low embodied energy materials, they will be using or they can use the strategy of build less or only appropriate building. If you will be doing, then also you will be going for low embodied material use strategy or use of decarbonization building materials. So all are correct. Option D is the correct answer for this question number 5. Is it clear, Rajesh? Okay. So let's move to the sixth question then. Here is the sixth question for you all. In context of low carbon materials, EPD is the short form of that we have discussed recently in the acronyms part. So this acronym part is also important. You can see this small or the short form questions has been asked in the previous year assignment, and this year assignment also in week 8 you can see full form of LCA or full form of EPD has been asked. So this is very important question. So these full forms also you should know or you while you will be going for the exams. Fine. So I don't think any one of you would have answered it incorrectly now after this many discussions. Yeah, all of you have answered B and B is the correct answer. So let's move to the seventh question. Here is the seventh question for you all who have completed question number 6. So this was asked in the previous year assignment. Now after doing this week assignment and practicing so many questions, these questions becomes very easy for all of you. So that's why these problem solving sessions and solving so many practice problems becomes important, because looking at these questions at exams you can easily answer and you will see that you have already practiced. So I don't think anyone would have answered incorrectly to this question number 7 based on our today's discussion. 7C, as I can see 7C has been marked by how many of you? All of you are going for C. So none of you are having different opinion. That is life cycle assessment. Absolutely correct. So let's move to the eighth question then. Here is the eighth question, which was asked in the previous year assignment. So it is asking about pre-design stage strategies. Again, you see the terminologies is very carefully. It is asking about the key strategy, not. It is asking about key strategies. So from the 4 options that have been mentioned, what you think to be the most appropriate one? Eighth A. Chandrika is going for eighth A. Ram and Celine is going for eighth D. So let me discuss with you all. So this for this particular question, question number 8, the correct answer which was considered in the previous year answer key was option D, because it is talking about different strategies as I have already highlighted, and whether for reducing the embodied carbon. So whenever you will be going for reusing of the existing building, then also you will be reducing the embodied carbon. Or whenever, it simply means that when you are trying to go for designing new building, then you will be considering the old building and trying to reuse the old building. Also you will be going for utilizing the salvaged materials. So other options also correct. That's why option D was the correct answer. Okay, so in hurry, I don't want all of you to go for wrong way or choose the incorrect answer. So let's move to the ninth question then. Here is the ninth question. Read it carefully and give the correct answer. That is most important. Instead of giving incorrect answers in hurry. Yeah. So as I can see, all of you have opted for option A. That is design for future disassembly and reuse. This is the correct answer. All of you have marked it correctly. That will be helping you for reusing or recycling and minimizing both embodied and future operational carbon. Fine. So let's move to the last question of the today's problem solving session. And this question you are well aware if you have done this week assignment, because the similar question have been asked in your this week assignment question. It has been repeated, and previous also it was asked to the students. So whoever have done their assignment, submitted their assignment, they will be able to answer to this question easily, and who have not done, then they can take help or advantage of the today's problem solving session to answer to this question. So what answer you are giving? 10B, 10B, yeah. So 10B is the correct answer for this question. Question number 10. This hempcrete is a bio-based material with low embodied carbon and can even capture CO2 during its curing process, as I have already explained to you, making it environmentally beneficial building choice and a low carbon material alternative also. So with this, we will come to an end for our today's problem solving session, and I would like to thank all the participants who have joined and make the problem solving session and wonderful and interactive successful session. So I want all of you to join the next week problem solving sessions also in the same time, 9 to 7 to 9 p.m. Tuesday, and all the lecture content, videos, and the PPT slides, these will be shared with you all for your future reference during the preparation of your exam. So I would like to end the today's problem session and thank you all for joining the session.